Just a quick overview. If you're new to TSANet, we're set up as a not-for-profit global alliance. We've got over 900 technology companies. And the whole focus, our charter, is to improve multi-vendor support. So when there's two or more vendors working on behalf of a customer solution, that's where TSANet is focused in on. We have three different areas of member benefits. I'm going to go through each of these. The first is the technology partner framework. This is the structure that members use to form relationships between each other. We have the multi-vendor collaboration, that is TSANet Connect. I will certainly probably spend the most time on that. And then we also have the TSANet community, and this is where you can join regional focus groups, certainly attend webinars like this. We have a few others. It's where you basically get involved with the association as well. So we have these three areas. We'll spend a little bit of time on each. Before we dive into that, I just want to spend a little bit of time on the different member roles. And certainly for large companies, this may be multiple people, but for a small organization, it could be the same person playing multiple roles. I just want to kind of highlight where some of the focus areas are. So the first is the business manager. This is the person that probably signed up, the executive sponsor, the person that is playing a leadership role. And then we have a concept called program managers, and these can be folks from the partner alliance teams. They can be people from support planning, but essentially they're tasked with either onboarding partners, establishing support processes, basically making sure things are in place. And then we have the actual operations. We tend to like to see key users in the operations, whether they're a support manager, an escalation manager, because that's really the team that is using the TSANet Connect Pro platform. So those are the member roles. Moving then into the technology partner framework. This pyramid essentially kind of shows where we see the different technology partnerships. I'm sure if you have something similar, maybe you have different terminology, but it's probably largely the same. The bottom for us is what we call customer partners. In other words, they're partners only because your customer created the solution. On-prem products tend to be dominant here, and even your competitors could be showing up. Then the next tier, and I know we do have several that have joined the call here that came through a certified integration. We have a lot of examples on that with TSANet, Red Hat Partner Connect, Nutanix Elevate, VMware Tap, Palo Alto. So quite a few of our elite members host their certified partner programs on the platform, and that allows companies to join into the certified level. Both certified and common customer use what we call the collaborative support process, and I'll spend a little bit more time on that. But then if you move up to the top of the pyramid, you have joint solutions and bundled products. And we've got a couple of different examples of those. I won't spend a lot of time on the examples, but we will spend time on what's different between collaborative support and solution support. So probably the biggest thing here is it is flexible and designed around what the member needs. So we'll go into a little bit more detail on what some of the options are within that. But just assume the bottom tier collaborative support, everyone does it exactly the same. So that creates a lot of consistency, and it makes it very easy for hundreds of companies to collaborate with each other. But then when you get up to the top of the pyramid, there's certainly some need to customize for the members' solution or relationship that they have with their strategic partners. So that's the technology partner framework. If you look at the certified partner journey, this again is really designed for scale, and these steps really just highlight how members bring partners through. It's usually a self-registration. The company builds the integration, often self-certify as well. And this is then when they're invited into TSANet to establish the collaborative support mechanism. And of course, the big thing here, like I said, designed for scale, but this does allow the sales teams to sell with confidence and support teams to support with confidence so that they know this is a certified solution. They know there's a support backing in place if it's necessary to collaborate with these vendors. So that is the onboarding aspect, the collaborative support process. And again, this is used for the certified as well as the common customer partners. It is the default process that all members use. So when you join and you establish your process, this is it. It is a dual entitlement, so both vendors have a relationship with the common customer, so they're under support. And it tends to be the complex issues that show up here. So integration problems, things like that. So largely, the vendors are supporting their own products, and then they come together and work on the complex issues, right, where the products aren't working as designed when they're together in the environment. So this is a default. I think this is what a lot of folks associate TSANet with, and certainly it is the default that all members use when they first join. But then we have the solution and strategic partner journey. I won't spend a lot of time on the journey off to the right there. You can see way more complex. I referenced an ISO spec that just kind of shows the complexity. This tends to be obviously not cookie cutter, so it's not designed for scale, it's designed for flexibility. So making sure that the right things are in place for the right partner, all about customer experience. This tends to be much larger business impact for both partners. Streamlined entitlement is probably the most important thing. So this is, again, probably the big thing on the customer experience. Customer really doesn't want to spend a lot of time dealing with dual entitlements. They like to make sure that that's streamlined. It does allow for custom SLAs. So again, I talked about the collaborative support. That's a cookie cutter. Everybody has the same process. The system monitors SLAs exactly the same. But here's where you can modify SLAs. Again, there's a flexible process. So is there one company that is doing all support and escalating issues? Is it a collaborative support where both vendors do still have a support relationship? Do you need a critical escalation process in there? So quite a bit of flexibility on what's needed in these different areas. And then, of course, you've got things like knowledge and training, metrics, QBRs, some of those obviously outside of TSANet Connect, which just highlights that there's a lot more high touch going on between these types of partners. So then looking at the solution support process, again, it's designed for 2 or more partners. So we set up a partner group. Again, it could be a many-to-many or one-to-many, depending on what the host member requires. There is a process form that is set up. It could be the same or it could be different than the collaborative support process. And again, the process form defines what data is sent to you inbound when a request is made. And then we establish a department, and this provides the ability for us to link the group in the process so that it has a unique value within the search criteria. So the streamlined entitlement, if you really look at the details there, often you don't have to worry about things like that because you're doing full support. But in a solution support, you're still probably passing some entitlement information, maybe serial numbers, things like that. It is designed, though, for a great customer experience. So what that means in a lot of cases is the exception process is quite friendly. So, invalid serial numbers are not under support. So that flat out rejecting the collaboration. There's usually some type of a customer service process in place to make that smooth. Custom SLA, as it described, is within the group. And then when you look at the flexible processes, and again, it could be multiples of these could be in place, right? So it could be, for this solution, we want a warm transfer in place. So if we need a hardware replacement, we're just going to make that make that request. Of course, joint troubleshooting quite common, and then critical escalation is a separate process that we have where the crit set teams can engage each other in high visibility issues, customer down, high business impact situations. And then knowledge currently today, obviously companies work together, but we see the future, and again, we won't talk too much about the roadmap on this call, but TSANet Connect obviously will evolve in some of these things as far as knowledge management will start to become part of it as well. So that is a solution support process. I'm going to move into then TSANet Connect. We have essentially a platform here where it is full functionality when we look at what it is capable of doing. So when we talk about capability, that is the ability to bidirectionally create and update cases, the ability to add notes in each direction, attachments in each direction. So really full featured when it comes to exchanging information. The system also does do SLA monitoring and escalation management. There's a system, either web app, system connectors, custom API. So many ways of accessing. The idea here is they're all functionally the same, so that whichever member is using whichever method, you're able to collaborate with them without any exceptions. And of course, security is number one. We've got ISO certifications, 27001, 27701. We're also Microsoft SSPA certified. So that is the overview of Connect. If we look at the current state, we have the Connect integration framework, which is the next generation architecture. Has been live now for a bit over a year. So it's about a year in development, and then went live with the first members towards the end of last year, and has of course been live ever since this year. The web app, of course, was the first to use this. So the web app is the default. Everyone has access to that. But then we started down the path of building system connectors. Salesforce was the first. That is actually live with several members now. We've got Microsoft Dynamics has been completed. That's in the marketplace. We're working with members to get that live. And then we do plan to start work on a ServiceNow app before the end of the year, and that will then be added into the options in Q1 of next year. And then in addition to the connectors, we do also have a REST API that's fully documented, and we will work with members on custom integration if that makes sense. Of course, those are the types of things we need to really spend some time with a member to understand the business case there, because of course I think our strategy is to try to build the system connectors. That is really the fast track and the cost-effective way to get system integration versus one-off integrations. But we do understand some companies have not off-the-shelf solutions. Some companies have other middlewares and stuff. So we have the ability to interface with those as well. So that is a high-level current state. If we go into each, I won't spend a lot of time on these web app. Again, it's a default. Everyone uses that. It does have all the functionality of a connector, though. You can create, update, add notes, add attachments, all those types of things. And it essentially works based off of email notifications. So, of course, the members don't have to sit and wait for updates to come in. If updates come in, they will be emailed. They then go back into the system and provide an update. And it does, of course, that's where the admin is as well. So there are some administration functions, even if you're using the connector, that you would perform through the admin interface. And then it does have single sign-on capabilities as well. So that is the web app. As I said, this one is been in place for a while. It was co-developed with both IBM and Red Hat. It is a managed package in all of our Cisco connectors. The plan is that we develop them, we support them. So that's in the Salesforce world, that's a managed package. So when you install this, it does add a custom object, which is where you have the TSANet case, your responses, notes, and attachments. So all the data is stored within that object inside of Salesforce. What for though, since it's a separate custom object, is it can be associated with a case. It could arguably be associated with other things as well, but the other benefit is you can have multiple collaborations against a particular case. So this allows you to, for example, collaborate with two vendors at the same time, or receive an inbound collaboration with one vendor and then pull in another. So quite a bit of flexibility on how you engage partners around a customer case. And then for customization, we provide several UI elements, and I think this is what we've learned with Salesforce. Dynamics is similar as well, which is, we want an out-of-the-box something that works. You can install it and just do some testing right away, and that's Salesforce. That's a Lightning Web component. But in addition to that, we provide lists, action flows, all the things that you need to do to customize this within your case record. So you don't need to have the separate Lightning Web component. It could be a quick action. It could be related lists along with your other related lists. So for example, seen very nicely along with other integrations, say you're integrating with Jira, other things, it can sit and operate very seamlessly within that. And then flows, this is really where you can optimize the system and implement automation, business processes, things like that. So more than likely, if you're on Salesforce, you are leveraging flows today. We provide several of them out of the box, and we see that being an item that we enhance over time. So for example, we're currently working with Nutanix now, where we are building a flow for inbound automation where they're checking entitlements and assets, things like that. So quite a bit that you can do once you have the data in the system. And of course, that's a strategy with these connectors. Get the data in the system, leverage the system's capabilities to do interesting stuff with it. So that is the Salesforce connector. Microsoft Dynamics connector probably looks very, very similar, and that's the idea. So same type of process, just a few different names. So with Microsoft, you basically create a Power App that contains a Dataverse, which again, similar to a Salesforce object, that's where all the data is being stored. And then you have the Dynamics UI, which again, you've got some flexibility on how does that then apply within your Dynamics environment. So again, this is just kind of default out of the box. The other thing that all of the connectors do is interface messaging into the case. So for Salesforce, they call it a feed. For Microsoft, they call it a timeline. It's exactly the same thing, though. It's where all the activity is happening, and really where the support engineer is looking for updates. So we are updating that with notes and attachments and things like that. So that is the Microsoft Dynamics connector. Just a quick example of a custom API. And again, these are ones that we don't do lightly. It does require significant effort on our side as well as the member side. So this is just showing how we did this with Cisco. You end up basically interfacing to whatever solution is in place. Cisco has a solution called Smart Bonding. So we configured a microservice to connect to that. And then, of course, what that provides is ability for us to extend that service out to all of our other members, so that Cisco kind of views us as a broker service. It's full featured, right? So everything that you can do if you were to direct connect to Cisco, you can do through us as well. So bidirectional creating, updating notes, attachments, all of that type of stuff. So of course, this makes it very scalable from a Cisco standpoint. You can onboard partners very quickly through the web, Salesforce connectors, those types of things, because of course the direct connection takes a lot of time and resources. So that's an example of a custom integration. If we look at a couple new features, this one actually was one that was in beta when we last did the update. Now this is fully in place. We are currently onboarding companies into this. So this is part of when you use a connector or you do an integration, we hook to your secure file transfer method. So again, this isn't all members have this today. Over time, it will get deployed to all members. Once we get down to the web app, though, there'll be some default method that will employ, or possibly, you can connect it very simply up to your file store, right? But the idea here is we do not want to store the files. The process that we're doing is we are providing authentication and file location based on what the member's system is. And then it's really going from your browser straight into that member's file store location. So very secure. We're not complicating it by storing it on our system. So all the rules and stuff related to files are maintained by the member that's receiving them. So that is the secure file transfer, or attachments, as some folks like to call it. Okay, so another new thing that is coming, and this will be available when we have our October release, so towards the end of October. It is new documentation. When I say documentation, we are documenting everything. So if you've been around TSANet for a while, you know that we have documentation, but it's like, oh, there's this document here and that document over there and this webinar and that information. It's just very, very fragmented. So what we did is we took an effort to just bring it all under one roof. So everything's documented: web apps, connectors, that technology partner framework, everything that has to do with TSANet Connect and using it. So it's all going to be here. This also is where developers can have access. So that's where we document our API, developer guides, those types of things. And then also this is where you'll find support, and the release notes will be on here as well. So one place you go, of course, it'll be a quick link off of the actual TSANet Connect site, but then it'll be off our public site as well. And we'll have a URL that we can pass out also. So hopefully this will definitely be a big improvement over visibility and information on the TSANet Connect platform. Okay, so the last item here is the community aspect. So as I talked before, we have the three benefits. We've got the technology framework. We have TSANet Connect, which is really kind of the big thing. But then we also have the TSANet communities, and probably the biggest opportunity to participate in the community is joining a regional focus group. And we have those in North America, Europe, India, Asia. Australia is usually where it's physically located, but then Japan also. And if you go to that link, you'll see all of the upcoming events. A lot of them do have remote attend. So for example, the North America is going to be in Raleigh. In fact, that's coming up next week. So if you're available and you're in Raleigh, great. Go and register. You'll see an in-person registration. But if you're remote and you can't make the trip, you'll see there's a way to remote participate as well. And that's the same thing in Europe. They'll be in Ireland this time around. If you're located someplace else or in another geo, but it's more time zone aligned for you, then yes, you could remote attend with those as well. India date's not set yet, but that will be sometime in October, early December. But the Asia and Japan are set as well. So highly encourage you to take a look at those events. If you go there, you will also see webinars. So you see webinars like this one. We have the member meeting that's coming up. Sometimes we have guest webinars. So this is definitely where you get some more information about TSANet. And then the other, obviously big one, and I stress this every time, is to use TSANet Connect. And I think this really comes down, especially if you're new to TSANet, you just join, maybe even if you're a limited member, right? Understand it, get your team, again, the technical support team, to understand the use cases and how they could benefit from it. And of course, give us feedback. I think, once we get the docs up, it'll be even easier to give us feedback because you'll see there's ways to do that, all throughout that site. But you can always just email myself or membership if you want to give that type of feedback as well. And then the third item is joining a committee. So we do have committees. Of course, we're set up as a not-for-profit, so that's how a not-for-profit involves members. We currently have a security committee, so this is a committee that guides our ISO certifications and all those types of things. And then we have a technology committee as well, and that technology committee is more active at the start of a major release of TSANet Connect. So we did that back in 2023. Actually, 2022 was where we had the first committee meetings for TSANet Connect 2.0, which is what I've been sharing now. So that was a very, very large change. Architecture, system connectors, full featured, all that stuff came from the committee. So we plan on starting TSANet Connect 3.0 committee next year. So if you are interested in, hey, this Connect thing is pretty neat. It's looks like it's going the right direction, but you want to influence where we go, how we spend our time and energy, that is a great opportunity. And then, of course, there is the ability to be a board member as well. So we're set up, again, it's a not-for-profit. We're member driven, so there's a board of directors that's guiding what we do. That of course is for elite members to become a board, but there's probably some on this call. And if you do have a desire to be on a board or know somebody within your company that might be a good board member, that's an opportunity as well. So a lot of different ways to get involved. Of course, that is one of the ways we get feedback and drive things forward. So all the stuff you've seen here today around the technology partner framework and TSANet Connect, all of that is member driven. So please get involved and let me know if you want to participate in these things.